In a lively village on the edge of a great forest, the people worked hard. They carved stones, planted fields, and built homes that stood through rain and sun. Children laughed in the sun, traders called out at the market, and builders measured stones with care. But watching from a tall tree was someone who didn't quite belong, a monkey named Tambo. High above in a tree lived, he was a clever monkey. He didn't swing or chatter like the others. Tambo watched the humans. He admired how they built, wore shoes, and held tools. And deep down, he believed he could live like them, maybe even better. More than anything, he wanted land of his own, a place where he didn't have to scramble for food or sleep in trees. He wanted to belong. One day, the village chief stood at the center of the square. "We will build a bridge across the river," he said. "It will bring new trade, new crops, new life. But we need 10 volunteers to help." The reward? Each worker would get a fertile plot of land near the water. Tambo's ears perked. He leapt from a branch and shouted, "Let me help!" The people laughed, but the chief, wise and fair, said, "Let him try. If he contributes, he earns the reward." Every morning, the volunteers gathered. They carried stone, sawed wood, tied rope. It was exhausting, honest work. Tambo joined them, but his strength didn't match theirs. At first, he tried. He lifted sticks, fetched nails, and took instructions. But soon, he grew tired. These humans work too hard, he thought. There has to be an easier way. On the third day, Tambo saw a chance. He was asked to nail wooden beams. Instead, he tucked twigs into the gaps and covered them with mud and paint. "No one will notice," he told himself. "If it looks right, it is right." He bragged quietly to himself, feeling proud. Brains over brawn. But the bridge's structure now carried hidden weaknesses, ones no eye could catch. Over the next week, Tambo kept working, but only when watched. He'd vanish during hard tasks, then reappear just in time for the finishing touches. Instead of bolts, he used vines. Instead of testing load-bearing posts, he painted them to look sturdy. He believed he was playing the system, doing less, gaining more. The villagers grew suspicious, but no one could prove anything. After all, the bridge looked perfect. On the final day, the bridge spanned the river in full. It glistened in the sun. The chief stood at its base. "Tomorrow," he said, "we walk across it together." Tambo stood proud. "I did it," he whispered. That night, a storm rolled in. Fierce winds, pounding rain, the river swelled. By morning, the bridge was gone. Ropes snapped, beams floated in the river, stones scattered like broken teeth. The villagers stood in silence, shocked. An elder examined the wreckage. Slowly, he uncovered signs of fraud. Twigs where there should be nails, mud where there should be mortar. They knew. All eyes turned to Tambo. The chief called a meeting. "You deceived us," he said. "You put all of us at risk." Tambo stammered, I just wanted to prove myself. I didn't mean to hurt anyone." "But you did," the chief said. "Shortcuts may save you time, but they cost others their safety." The villagers shook their heads. "We trusted you," someone whispered. Tambo was stripped of his reward. No land, no home by the river. And worse, no one would ever trust him again. "You could have built something real," the chief said. "Instead, you built a lie." From then on, Tambo wandered the village's edge, watching others enjoy the land he could have earned. Tambo sat alone one evening, watching the new bridge being built, this time without him.
Noticed something. It was slower. Every piece was measured twice. Every knot was tested, but it was stronger. He realized the truth. Shortcuts might get you a head start, but they rarely get you across the finish line. One day, a young boy asked, "Why did you lie, Tambo?" The monkey replied quietly, "Because I thought pretending was easier than becoming, but I was wrong." The boy offered him a piece of fruit. "Maybe you can try again one day." And Tambo, surprised, nodded, "Maybe someday." In today's world, there are Tambos everywhere. People trying to cut corners at work, in school, in life. Some fake qualifications. Others copy, rush, or pretend. They might gain a little, money, attention, success, but their bridges always fall when storms come. Because the truth is this: what's built with lies doesn't last. Hard work is slower. It doesn't always shine at first. It's quiet, demanding, and invisible. But it creates foundations that last, reputations that endure, and legacies that matter. The villagers remembered that, and they built their second bridge stronger, wiser, together. Years later, a new bridge still stood. Children ran across it, traders passed safely. Tambo now lived in a small hut by the trees, not by the river. He no longer wanted shortcuts. He taught young ones how to tie rope, carry stone, and do things right. He still wasn't human, but he had become something better, trusted. The monkey who cut corners is a story of our time. In a world of fast results, flashy optics, and faked perfection, the story reminds us, integrity is slow, but it's the only way to build something that lasts. And when you build with truth, even if no one sees the effort, the bridge will stand.